The rules of the entire US elections just got rewritten, days before the 2026 midterms. For decades, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 stopped the political maps from watering down the power of minority voters. Courts could actually look at the real impact on communities.
It is to give all our people the right to choose their leaders. To deny this right, I think, is to deny democracy itself.
On April 29, 2026, the Supreme Court dropped the 6-3 ruling. So before you could actually challenge maps based on impact, but now you have to prove intentional discrimination, and that's way harder because politicians don't say the quiet part out loud. So why does this really matter?
This is about our democracy.
That's right.
And I implore everyone who's out there to recognize that if you care about justice, freedom, and fair elections, you should be as upset as we are.
So the court did two things. First, it struck down this map that Louisiana drew in 2024 that created a second majority black district in Louisiana, which was intended to address the Voting Rights Act violation. And then in the process of getting to that conclusion, the court articulated a new test for determining whether or not a violation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of race in voting, exists. And it said if plaintiffs want to allege that there is a violation of Section 2, they need to show that there is intentional discrimination on behalf of the state when it's drawing these kinds of maps.
Before, you could challenge a map if it clearly diluted minority voting power in practice. Now you basically have to prove the map drawers intentionally went after race to discriminate. That's a much higher bar. So why does this actually matter? People holding the map pen just got a lot of breathing room to redraw districts for max partisan advantage, shrink majority-minority districts. States now have more room to dilute minority voters, redraw districts strategically, and still just say this is just politics. Same outcome, harder to challenge. Now zoom into the 2026 midterms. Control of Congress could come down to a few seats, and those seats could be decided by these maps. This ruling could mean fewer successful legal challenges, more aggressive redistricting, and tiny map changes that can flip entire districts. This ruling means stronger protection for whoever's drawing the lines, less chance of last-minute court-ordered fixes, and a lot of legal fights just got nerfed. Plus, the timing is so brutal. A ton of states' deadlines already passed or are slamming shut.
Some think that the ruling could create more Republican-held congressional seats in the South.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of ruling I like. I love it.
Like,
I want to read it.
my question
Wow.
for you, Mr. President, should they redraw the map in the next couple of
I would. I mean, it depends. I mean, some states don't need to redraw, and some do. I mean, yeah, I would say generally, I would think that they would want to do it. Some.
So what's the result? Fewer successful court challenges, aggressive gerrymandering, and one small line tweak that can literally flip an entire seat.
The 2026 midterms unlikely to be as impacted by this decision as the 2028 election will be. There's little doubt that this opens the door now for governors and legislators in Republican states in the South, like Mississippi and Alabama, I mentioned South Carolina, to go in, redraw maps that would take those, what are now majority black Democratic districts, and basically draw maps that have entirely Republican delegations.
So the real question isn't about who wins the midterms. It's about who even gets a fair shot. Because in American politics, power isn't just about votes. It's about who draws that map. I'm Maheen Mustafa and you're watching The American Side. Until next time.